What's up, ladies and gentlemen? The one and only James Williams, Dark Waters, also known as the Stankonia Ambassador, and I'm back. And there is more crazy stuff going on in the news today. We're talking about UFOs, unidentified flying objects. They changed the name to UAPs. You know that we went through the deep dive study on the documents released by Harvard. They talked about aliens and UFOs. They talked about fallen aliens. They talked about ultra-terrestrial beings, crypto-terrestrial beings, extraterrestrial beings, interdimensional beings, or beings. They talked about everything under the sun. And I come to the conclusion that I was right the whole time. All of it's real. It's just a matter of what name you want to call it by, but it's all real. It's all real. And so I'm going out looking for more documentation to study and read, because that's what I do. I don't just get on here and be running my mouth. I've been reading what in the hell's going on out here in these streets. And I run across this. And you got to take a look at it. You got to see it yourself.
2 Red Rocks amphitheater employees saw some sort of dark metallic disc fly over the sky about a mile from the famous venue. This was on June 5th. It apparently vanished after a few seconds. Of course, none of this has been confirmed by any sort of government organization. There's no pictures, no video, but 2 Red Rocks amphitheater.
Of course, there's no picture, no video. And that's fine that there's no picture and no video. I mean, you just had one of the most prestigious universities come out and basically acknowledge the fact that everybody who's been called a conspiracy theorist is right. Everybody's right. I mean, that's what the report basically said. You're right. In its own subtle way. It didn't shoo or poo-poo the theories that people have been talking about. It couldn't discredit them if the report did anything. It added credibility to each and every one of these accounts that people have talked about. And so I'm just skimming through the news, keeping it going about my business, and then I see this. Now, keeping in line with one of the things that they've spoken about in the report, they were talking about extraterrestrial beings, meaning fallen angels, demonic beings. If you guys recall, we covered that in the report. And I told y'all, you can call it what you want to call it. You can call it aliens, you can call it demons. I see people in the comments all the time. Why don't you just call them what they are? They're demons. And my reply is, why don't you get off your behind and build the channel, and then you can call them what you want to call them. Yeah. But in my opinion, at the end of the day, you can call them what you want. It's here and it's real. Now, I do know, without a doubt, that if you call on the name Jesus Christ, they're going to get the running up out of there. I know that. I know that personally. So, I don't know how many of y'all actually know it by having to deal with it. Or if y'all know it by sitting here watching videos. Yeah. But, when Charlie Duke starts telling you that they're demons, do you need to listen? What you say to him, Charlie? Charlie, tell him what the deal is, Charlie.
Believer in UFOs, alien life?
No, I don't believe in alien life. I believe that God showed me a specific answer to 2 prayers, that they're demonic, and that they're demonic beings that make an appearance and appear to be real, and they are real. Satan, Bible says, Satan can appear as an angel of light. So they can appear, and so nothing human can make a 90-degree turn at 3,000 miles an hour and survive. And so they have these, and I think the purpose is to draw you away from the real God and say, look at us.
Exactly, Charlie. Mr. Duke hit the nail dead on the head. The same thing the Stankonia Ambassador has been saying. It's all a diversion. Charlie hit the nail dead on the head. I think I said it yesterday in my smoke break. I said, yeah, it's mighty funny that all these people running around here talking about the Nephilim and the giants, but nobody will talk about the reason why the Nephilim and the giants actually did what they did and why they was brought here, about the seed wars in order to stop the birth of Christ Jesus. Nobody won't talk about that. They just won't talk about the monsters. And then when you chunk down further and further, they won't talk about the Bigfoots. They won't talk about the Dogmans. They won't talk about the rakes. They won't talk about all other different things. Not realizing, bruh, you just walking off in the darkness. You studying the children of the fallen. Yeah. That's what you're doing. But let me, and then you're promoting them. Trust me, I know. I've been there. Why you think I don't talk about it no more? Once you understand what it is, you truly understand what it is, you got to make a 90. I mean, you got to make a 180-degree turn. Can't be sitting over there just being a promoter of them. Because now that's who you in partnership with. I ain't in partnership with none of them things. My partner's name is Jesus. Yep, that's my partner. Got a problem with it? I don't care. Get your mother fluffing behind out of here.
And this is where you ought to be, because we are superhuman and we can do it. So that's my feeling. People laugh at me generally, but I'm not going to be. I don't care. Because,
I love you. I love you.
Yeah, God He's answered prayers, my prayers specifically, and so I said, and I get laughed at when people say, "Well, that's what God told me," so I'm going to say that they're demonic beings, and there's not any extraterrestrial. I mean, not superhuman, but other civilizations out there that are farther away from us. It's a distraction from God.
Were you a believer?
Mm-hmm. And it's hard for people to understand that don't really believe in God. I mean, if you don't believe in God, then you're gonna believe whatever it is you want to believe. That's your decision. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. You gonna learn. You're gonna learn one way or the other. But hell yeah, they're a distraction. I know for a fact they're a damn distraction. Yeah. After I watched that video though, I'm surfing around looking, digging into the whole alien thing, demonic thing. And then I find this, and I'm like, man, it's going down out here in these streets. They decided they was gonna ask Hussein about the UFOs. They said Hussein. Y'all don't know that's his middle name, huh? Hussein. Tell me about them UFOs, Hussein. And of course, he gets smiling and laughing and joking and doing his little Obama Hussein talk. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. The same stuff that fooled everybody. And got all this foolishness done.
What does former President Barack Obama know about UFOs?
When it comes to aliens, there's some things I just can't tell you on air.
He was asked about the UFO frenzy in the wake of that explosive 60-minute story on Navy pilots who've seen things they just can't explain.
It's rotating. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. Look at that thing, dude.
Obama revealed to James Corden he was eager to find out about real close encounters when he became president.
Truth is that when I came into office, I asked, right? I was like, all right, is there the lab somewhere where we're keeping the alien specimens in spaceship? They did a little bit of research, and
they need to do research. For the president of the United States, they needed to do research.
The answer was no.
But that doesn't mean we're alone in the universe.
There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are.
And now that UFOs are being taken more seriously, more people are coming forward with their own sighting.
Now this about to be funny. Diesel about to start talking.
Shaquille O'Neal told Jimmy Kimmel he's certain he's seen a UFO.
With all the lights, and it was spinning, and it just and took off, and everything happened in less than 5 seconds, and we all looked at each other, was like, and I know that it was a UFO. I don't care what anybody says.
You never told anybody?
Tell y'all a secret, something y'all don't know about Diesel. You know Diesel in the Bigfoot too, right? Big Diesel in the Bigfoot. Big Diesel spent a lot of time in New Orleans. That's all I'm gonna say. And I had a couple of conversations with Big Diesel. Big Diesel in the Bigfoot. He asked me about the dog man. I told the Big Diesel the truth about the dog man. But I told Diesel, I said, Diesel, the dog man's a demon. That's what it is.
Think about that?
Nope, you're the first person I told, because I don't want people to think I'm crazy. But
Right.
Yeah. There's all kind of stuff going on with UFOs right now. It makes sense that they got to release the reports at this point in time, because everybody and mama talking about a UFO. Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Don't believe me, just what? And you know the thing that gets me about all the conversation about UFOs, about aliens, about spaceships, about spacecrafts, if indeed they are demons, which I can go with the fact that they are demons. If indeed they are demons, then wouldn't this be considered a demonic invasion going on right now? With the increase in sightings, with the increase in activity, wouldn't it be indeed defined as an alien invasion? Wouldn't that be what it is? Could we not classify it as such? Would we not classify it as such? That's just food for thought, man. It's just food for thought. I mean, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, first beginning, we were watching television, and we have 6 dogs here, and they started raising a fuss, in which they never do much. So I went outside and gave a yell at them, and as I turned around to come back on the porch, I looked to the north of me, and there looked like a fallen star meteor. It was red and kind of coming down, and on about a 45, and so then I watched it, and I was going to see if it landed, and then maybe go down and see what it was. And when it got to the top of the trees, it stopped, and a blue and a white light come on it. And I looked at it, and I thought I was seeing things.
Frank Manor's UFO remained over his swamp more than 4 hours. His children saw it, his in-laws saw it, residents of the area saw it, the police saw it. No one photographed it, but Sergeant Newell Schneider of the Sheriff's Office remembered it well enough to draw it.
Hold up. So even back then, nobody photographed him?
No, it moved very...
Probably it's human nature that when you're looking at some weird stuff that just defies all logic, that your first thought is not to pull out a phone and photograph or record it or go run inside and get a camera. But I mean, what do I know?
Rapidly, at any speed, or rather any direction it wanted to go, why it could change and go to the right or the left or go crossways without hesitating a bit.
What do you think it was?
Well, if they call it a flying saucer, that's what it is.
Well, if they call it a flying saucer, that's what it is. So it begs the question, ladies and gentlemen. If, based on what the reports have said, there's ample evidence for these being extraterrestrial, meaning fallen angels, the seed of fallen angels, which where the lizard people would come in, things that live inside of the earth, which we've seen the supporting evidence that there's enough water in the earth to support life inside of the earth. If that is the case, that be the case, why are we calling it publicly UAP activity? Why are we just not calling it demonic activity, demonic invasions, demonic aerial vehicles? In fact, everybody like to talk about Skinwalker Ranch. Ooh, Skinwalker Ranch, Skinwalker Ranch. majority of the stuff that those people encountered at Skinwalker Ranch would be classified as supernatural, paranormal, leaning towards the demonic. Point blank, period. Even now when they go look at the shows. I think they got the CIA guy on their show now. You know, the guy that was like a CIA agent that went all over the place. He's on the show. It still would fall in the realm of supernatural, paranormal, demonic, more than it would fall into the realm of extraterrestrial. But nobody want to call things what they are. Nobody want to call it what it is. Nope. They just don't want to do it. Stink on the ambassadors out of here. I'll see y'all next time.